Good morning, good morning, good morning, my loves. It is a new day. Your girl needed some sleep last night, okay? She needed some sleep. My brain started buffering after a while, but I slept really well. Planned to actually get up early again this morning, but slept in a little bit, and now it's a little bit later. I have on my, what is this called? A sweatband. I swear by these. I had on my triangle one yesterday. I wanna say they're by Nicole Ari Parker. They are incredible for when I work out because I sweat in my head, okay? I sweat in my head bad. I can't vouch for like it preserving a silk press. It wouldn't for me because my hair is just too thick and too unheat trained for that. But if you are a girly who like can work out with a silk press or straight hair, I'm sure that it'll probably do the job for you too. And my natural girls, 10 out of 10. Like my curly hair, it will definitely preserve it. So I have that on. But anyway, today is a new day and we're about to make some breakfast. I had some calls this morning, so I'm having a little bit of a later breakfast, but that is perfectly fine with me. I just really wasn't hungry this morning. So we're gonna make some oatmeal. I have the painters coming today to paint over the drywall area that they fixed yesterday. I've had some gospel music blasting, and now we are about to make this breakfast and then get back to work. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do a light workout today or if I'm just gonna go for a long walk. We shall see. I'm kind of leaning towards the long walk. I don't know what it is, but like I've just really been wanting to be outside. Like it's like I could do a home workout, I could go to the gym, I could go to the studio, but there's just something about just going on a long walk and listening to an audiobook or some music that has really been getting my soul right. So we are going to go ahead and make this breakfast and I'll talk to you guys a little later. Hello y'all. It is later in the evening and we are about to head out to run some errands. Dax and I went for a nice long walk before my last meeting of the day and it was so freaking nice. I have found my little walking route near the house. I've really been enjoying it. I can get in like almost 2 miles really quickly. Dax is sleeping in his crate now and this man is snoring. Okay, anyway, we are about to go run some errands. I need to go to either Lowe's or Home Depot because my construction manager was telling me about this product to put on all of my stone and my grout. So like all the tiles in my bathroom, all the tiles that are my backsplash, and then my countertops in my bathrooms and my kitchen. That's like a sealant to help protect them from spills and things like that. I have quartz countertops in my bathroom and my kitchen, so it is less prone to soak up things that spill on it, but it is not completely resistant to it. So I need to go pick some of that up. You're supposed to put it on and then I think leave it for like 2 hours or so, at least 2 hours. So I'll probably do it before I go to bed. So we're gonna do that. And then I got my realtors and my construction manager a gift. So I need to go grab some bags to put their gifts in and that sort of a thing. Funny enough, my seller's agent was so kind, like so kind. And I literally talked to this man every day for weeks. And he was absolutely wonderful. So I did get him a gift. And then I got something else for my realtor because he's one of my good friends. So I kind of had a better idea of what he wanted or likes. So I got something nice for my construction manager and my realtor, my seller's agent, but it's like, you know, it's one of those gifts that's like, this is a nice gift that anybody will like type of a thing. And I think they'll really like it. So we need to go get some bags to put that in and maybe some other goodies to put in their gift. And then I also have these bag of snacks that I got at Target, and they were open. Like when I opened the box, the plastic wrapping was open. And I don't understand how that happened on 2 of the things that I picked up. So those needs to go back, because one thing about me, I will make a return. I will make a return. It adds up. So that is what we're about to go do. Nate's gonna come with me, AKA he's gonna drive me. And that'll be the day. So let's go do that. Oh, I have on this sweatshirt that says God's got me. I got it from a member of the FinStyle family, actually, who goes to my church. So I met her at church and she was like, oh my gosh, I follow you. And she was selling sweatshirts that day. And I picked this up and I love it. So let's go run some errands. Look at these Barbies.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Hello y'all, hello, happy new day. It is about lunchtime right now. I've been working all day and now I'm about to head to a coffee shop with Nate so we can finish out the day. We'll probably grab some lunch or something nearby. This is one of my favorite things to do, just like split up the day a little bit by moving and like changing my scenery. Especially working from home, sometimes you can be in the same space for a very long time. So that's why I'm really grateful to have like an office in this house, and I have one in my apartment as well, because I'm able to kind of separate like home and work life. But it's always nice to get out of the house as well. Thought I was gonna have to go into the office today, but I didn't, so that is incredible. So instead, we are going to head to get some lunch, finish up some work. I have some more meetings this afternoon, so I wanna go ahead and get somewhere so I can be settled to take those the rest of the day. And I will catch you guys up a little later. All right, my love, so it is later in the day. We just finished up work. We were out of the house working for a while and we are donezo for the day. Nate had to go handle some stuff, so he left me a while ago, and then I just finished up work, and now we're gonna go look at some home stuff. I was going to go to the Crate and Barrel outlet in Chamblee, but I really just don't feel like going out there right now. Maybe this weekend we'll go. Obviously it's always packed on the weekend. You can see what they have on their Instagram, so I've been doing that. And the thing that I like, they didn't have enough of them, so I'm kind of like so it's okay. And I'm actually not buying furniture right now, and what I mean by that is, from a FinStyle perspective, there are kind of like, what can we call them? You can think of them as kind of like stages in which I'm getting myself settled into the house, and the furniture stage is kind of like in the middle, and then we got decor, and then we have like additional just kind of like wants, like a new TV and things like that. But from a strategic standpoint and a financial responsibility standpoint, first things first is continuing to stash away for my mortgage payment and additional expenses. Second thing up is everything that I need for the house to be like most functional and efficient for me. So right now I'm prioritizing like refreshing the kitchen and like organizational things throughout the house. Like I want to get some different organizational pieces from the Container Store to go on like the back of the doors for my utility closet, my laundry room. So all the things that I need for the house to not get like out of control and create a level of like angst in my brain are next up. And then once we get those things squared away out of those first kind of 2 stages, then we can move on to some of the furniture. The one exception to that is that if I found a couch and or a primary bedroom bed that I really like, which I think I have, both of them are custom orders, so they could take between 14 to 20 weeks to get here. So if I find those 2 and I decide to purchase them, I might purchase those kind of ahead of schedule, if you will, because otherwise I might be waiting, I might not have a new couch until the fall. So I'm kind of trying to like gauge it with when I would be ready to start that stage, if that makes sense. Like right now I'm tracking towards like maybe like springtime to start like adding new furniture into the house and getting rid of my own furniture. But that's anticipating that the things that I want are going to be available when I'm ready, which might not be the case with the bed and the couch. So that's the one exception. But we are going to go to CB2 and see what we see, because there is a bed that I do like there and they have it on display, so I want to go look at that. And then I saw that there were a couple other furniture stores around me that I've actually never heard of, so I'm just like, maybe we'll just pop over there and see what we think. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll go home and check on Daxy Doodoo and keep on pushing. So let's do it. It's legitimately around the corner. Hello y'all, happy Friday. I wanted to pop in and say good morning. We are working and getting ready for a meeting, but I wanted to just come and say hey and chat with y'all. I feel like we haven't really sat down in this vlog and just chatted and caught up, so I wanted to take some time to do that. It is Friday, and Fridays have become a little bit of a reflection for me. Like, I oftentimes just find myself starting to slow it down, starting to get ready for the weekends, and it just ignites a spirit of gratefulness, because there was a time where my weekends were just filled with like so much movement and so much additional work, and I really pulled back from that, and that has been one of the best things that I could have done. I was praying this week, and God placed on my heart like stillness. Stillness is something that I have been working on developing, and it was a few years ago I after a really, really tough year that I made a very conscious, cognizant decision to hop off what I have been coining or have coined or described as the conveyor belt of life. Like, I feel like we're just constantly on this conveyor belt, going to the next step, switching, moving, just going. And it leaves very little room for stillness. It gives very little room for silence. And it's like, in the silence, like, that is when we get to hear God's voice. That is when we get to experience his presence and his goodness and his kindness and his direction. And I was just sitting in the house this week and I was like, I am literally sitting in an answered prayer. Like, not figuratively, which is wonderful as well, right? But I am literally in a structure, sitting in a seat, in a structure, on a floor, with a roof over me that I prayed for. And that is not lost on me. Like, that right there is enough to snap me out of any doubt, any confusion, any angst, any worry that tries to creep into my heart or my mind or my spirit. Like, it is literally like, take a second and look at where you are sitting. It could be physically. It could be literally or figuratively, right? Like, take a second today. This is my reflection. This is what God has placed on my heart. And it's funny how God speaks and how God moves, because I sat down with my journal to journal this and to try to get it on paper, and God just told me, speak it, right? And I am so encouraged by this. Like, it is like, if we just take a minute to stop, to pause, to be quiet, to not do anything, that is when the most incredible things happen. Like, if I learned anything from the period that I just came out of, which was an active waiting period, like, there is a reason that says, that the Bible says, they that wait on the Lord. Like, y'all, I consider myself to be a relatively articulate person, but there is just something about, like, God's goodness and grace and mercy and kindness and love and favor that literally takes the words out of my mouth. Like, sometimes I can not even verbalize the love and excitement that I have in my heart. But I hope that y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, from a reflection standpoint, this week, I am just sitting here like, you are sitting in an answered prayer. Your entire life, every step that you take each day, like, you are sitting in an answered prayer. And the only reason that you are sitting here is because you survived something that you thought you couldn't survive. Like, every day when we wake up, it's just another account of your success. And we often don't feel like that. Like, we think, you know, I had a to-do list with 10 things on it yesterday and I only got done 9. So I basically didn't do anything. And it's like, what? No, that is absolutely inaccurate. You got freaking 90% of the list done. That's an A. That's come on. Like, if we're talking about odds, anywho, that's just what's on my heart. That's what God has placed on my heart. Just a continued spirit of gratitude. And it is so easy to try to flip the switch and not focus on that. But I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I speak from experience. When I wake up every day with gratitude in my heart, and the first thing that I do is thank God, and the first thing that I set my focus on is being grateful for every single thing that I get to experience in that day. Every single thing is better. Like, it is better. I just want to make ordinary days extraordinary. Like, there is nothing more in this world that I want. Because at the end of the day, when you look back on your life and you look back on the amount of extraordinary days where extraordinary things are happening, like you're traveling or there's some major milestone or what have you, there are far fewer of those than there are ordinary days. Days when you are simply doing your daily tasks, living your daily life, experiencing your daily experiences. So why not set out to make every single one of your days extraordinary, regardless of the events that are occurring, right? It's not about the events that are occurring, but instead about the spirit and the mindset that you go into those days with. And I just feel like that cultivates such an incredible spirit of gratefulness and such an incredible opportunity to control your life, like to control how you feel. So God is kind and life is good. And I am so glad that you are here. And I am so encouraged to get to speak to you. And I love you dearly. And I am so glad to have you. Like, if nobody told you that they loved you today, I love you. Jesus loves you, like, so very much. So I'm excited, y'all. God is kind. We are sitting in answered prayers today and every day. And I do not take that for granted. So let's get it together and continue on with our day. And I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday and we got some house stuff that we have to do. So we are about to seal my quartz countertop and my backsplashes with this. It's called Impregnator. Let me show it to y'all. This is what it looks like. So we are about to seal the countertops with this. My construction manager recommended this because I do have quartz countertops and they don't absorb things as much as like a marble or a granite, but still can get stained and absorb things nonetheless, especially with certain foods, like if you're eating curry or wine or something like that. And I also need to do my bathrooms, but you need to clean everything down and give it ample time to dry. So I'm gonna do my bathrooms, like do the bathroom that I'm not using, clean it, don't use it, let it dry, do that bathroom, and then move on that way. But I didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. So we're just gonna do the kitchen for now, but that's one of the most high traffic areas, so I'm glad that we're doing that first. So we're gonna do that, and then also do some cleaning just around the house. I cleaned this middle floor yesterday when I cleaned down the kitchen so that we could do this. So I need to just clean my bathroom and vacuum a little bit. And then we're gonna go and look at some furniture and get some brunch and just chill and have a Saturday. So that is the plan. Let's go ahead and get it together so that we can do these countertops. Good morning, welcome back, or welcome to, if you're new, my name is Abria Perry and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another vlog. It is the weekend, y'all. We woke up this morning, cleaned the house. Nate is here and he has so kindly helped me out with putting some sealer all over my quartz countertops and my backsplash. My construction team recommended sealing all of the countertops to protect it from stains and basically just all the yucky things that we don't want to get on our countertops. So that is what we did this morning. We used something called Impregnator, 511 Impregnator. And so far so good. It is strong, so make sure that you're able to ventilate if you use it. But we opened all the windows, and my HVAC system has a like circulate ventilate setting on it that actually pulls a lot of the air out of the house and kind of like recycles it. So I turned that on, and that seems to be doing quite the trick, if I do say so myself. It's not super strong in here. At first when we put it on, it was pretty strong up here, but it has since funneled its way out, so that is wonderful. I think I'll put these on today. So now we are just getting dressed for the day. We're gonna head out and run some errands. We're gonna go look at some furniture, get some brunch, just have a little leisurely Saturday situation. That is the plan. Now that everything is nice and fresh and clean and reset for next week. So I'm just getting myself together. And I'm gonna put on a little bit of makeup because I have not been wearing makeup. And you know how sometimes you just wanna just feel a little boop. So that's what we're going to do. And then we will head out. Aquaphor. I love me some Aquaphor, y'all. I am an Aquaphor baby. I have been an Aquaphor baby. Like, y'all wanna see how much of an Aquaphor baby I am? Girl, get it together. Okay. This is literally me struggling trying to get all my Aquaphor out. This isn't even. Girl, I have eczema. So I have been an Aquaphor girl my entire life. And adulthood has been no different. But these right here, I have these everywhere. Like, it's like they made this product for me. I have them everywhere. I have it in every purse. I have it in my car. I have them in Nate's car. I have them everywhere. So they keep me together. Let's do a little bit of makeup. Nothing too crazy. Just, you know, something to pull ourselves together. So we are headed to look at some furniture today just to get a sense of the art of the possible, if you will. And I say that because I am basically getting my house together in a little bit of a staged process. If you're new here, I just bought my first house and we are in the process of making it exactly what we need it to be. We're in the process of making it function and making us feel incredible. But I'm doing that in stages. I run a brand called FinStyle, which is designed to empower and encourage individuals to lead passionate, purposeful, and pliable lives. And a lot of that is enabled through financial literacy. So finance, financial responsibility, creating sustainable, healthy financial habits is something that is incredibly, incredibly important to me. And my vlogs, my personal pages serve as a case study, if you will, to show a lot of the principles of FinStyle in action and to share with you how I am financing a life that I love. So when it comes to my home and furnishing it and getting settled into it, there are several things that I have prioritized, and they are prioritized in a bit of a tiered, staged fashion, if you will. So first things first, I wanted to get into the house. Like, I spent the last few years, really the last 3 years post-grad, right? I graduated in 2020 from Clark Atlanta University. I am a proud HBCU alum. But I graduated from Clark Atlanta with a degree in finance. And when I got out of school, my focus was just, what kind of adult do I want to be, right? Like, what kind of life do I want to live? What do I value? What is important to me? What do I love? And how can I create a life that allows me to do that in a way that is limitless? So I got really, really focused on creating sustainable, healthy financial habits, like I said. So that looked like healthy savings habits, investing habits, getting really, really clear on what it was that I actually valued and what mattered to me. And that's not always gonna be physical or material items. Sometimes that might look like experiences and time with your family and how you want to be able to respond to particular situations, right? Something that's important for me and my personal fin style is being able to do for myself and others without constraints. Oftentimes, it feels like in order to give, in order to do for others, we have to sacrifice or take away pieces of ourselves or give away something that should have been or would have been for ourselves. That's something that I'm not interested in, to be quite honest. Like, I want to be able to be whole and complete and have everything that I need and have more than enough to give to anyone who needs it. So that is something that's really, really important to me. And I say that in the least selfish way possible. I think that that actually makes you selfless, right? To say, I want to do everything in my power to have enough to do for others, like without any limitations. So that's something that's important to me, not only for the people who are in my immediate sphere, right? Not just for my friends and family, but legitimately for anyone who needs it. So those are some of the things that I have prioritized. Spending time with my family, being able to show up anywhere at any time for the people I love is something that is a non-negotiable for me. So when I think about financing a life that I love, these are the things that it is feeding into. And there are lots of smaller steps along the way, and not smaller in the sense that they don't matter, but small, incremental, meaning they're building on each other to enable and create this additional experience, right? One of those things was purchasing a house. I simply wanted to have a space that was my own, that I could be completely comfortable in, that my loved ones could be completely comfortable in, that when people walk into this space, they feel loved and supported and encouraged. And we have done that, and now we've secured it, right? And now it's about creating it into that space and allowing it to be shaped into the space that we know it is meant to be, and allowing God to work through me to create it into the space that He has called it to be. And we are doing that in stages. So first things first, we prioritized the actual purchase of the house, and that involved just diligence and being very specific and intentional about what I wanted, and saving, taking care of my credit, and positioning myself to be able to receive the right opportunity at the right time whenever God decided that it was time. And He recently decided that it was time, and I am so excited and encouraged and blessed that He did. And now that we're here, the first things that I focused on, even before I got here, the first things that I focused on was making sure that I had cash stashed away to move in addition to purchasing the house, and then also to pay, to have a reserve for my mortgage and my expenses. So I went a step beyond the down payment and all of the things that go into the actual process of purchasing the home. And I wanted to make sure that I was also set up to be comfortable once I was in the home. Now that I've done that, we're continuing to stash away for that reserve, which means that there's less money for me to pour into getting the house just fully furnished and situated right away, which is perfectly fine with me, because I think that that gives me time to live in it, to think about how I want it to feel, how I want it to function for me, and not just how do I want it to look. Because she's gonna be cute. We don't have to worry about that. She's gonna be cute, but we also need her to be functional and to be exactly what we need it to be. And sometimes you don't really know until you know. Like, you gotta be in it, you gotta feel it, you gotta touch it, you gotta play around with it to really like know what's right. So with that in mind, I am just exploring and going to different places and getting inspiration and thinking about every day, like when I wake up, how do I want this house to function for me? And then thinking about the decor pieces and the furniture that will support that. But before we get to that, we are still in like a pure functionality stage. So first, we secured the house. Second, we made sure we were prepared to not only secure it, but maintain it, right? Because I wasn't just interested in getting a house. I want to keep my house. So making sure that I had reserves stashed away to actually fund the home. And next up on that list is the functionality, like I said. So that has looked like me getting new kitchen stuff, because the house that I lived in previously, well, where I lived previously was actually my college apartment. I lived in there with one of my really good friends, and when we graduated, I kept the apartment and she moved to be an incredible journalist. And I kept the apartment because it made sense for me at the time. It made sense for my job. It made sense, right? Like everything financially, it made sense. And I could have left that apartment a long time ago, but I chose not to because I really didn't want to move from an apartment to an apartment, especially knowing that my rent was so good. And any apartment that I got was, after that, was going to be in rent equivalent to a mortgage. So I stayed put in that apartment for a while until I could buy this home. So with that in mind, a lot of things that were in that apartment were from college, and they had honestly just seen better days, my kitchen stuff being one of them. So first things first, I have gotten rid of a lot of my kitchen stuff. I love to cook. So I've gotten rid of a lot of my kitchen stuff, but I still have a fair amount to get through. So I need to get new pots and pans, and I need to get new like flatware and dining ware. So I think we're gonna go look at some stuff today, because again, I want to touch, feel, see it. Like I hate dining ware that feels funny or scratches easily or what have you. So that's one of the things that I need to actually like see. I don't want to just buy it online. So we're gonna go take a peek at some of those things today. And I also want to look at like some different storage opportunities. What would be the word? Storage systems? There's one that's like a over-the-door storage system from the Container Store that I think that I want to put on like the door in my utility closet and the door in my laundry room to kind of like maximize space and keep things organized. So that's what I mean by functionality. That's basically our next step, right? How do I make sure that everything is organized and in tip-top shape in this house? And then after that, we'll go to furniture, re-upping on my furniture, starting with my bedroom and my living room, and then doing my guest rooms. And then we'll move on to decor and spicing all those pieces of furniture up that we get. And then I guess we'll just be in kind of like our miscellaneous phase and like getting the things that are like literally wants and not necessarily needs. Like I need a bigger TV in my living room, or I want a bigger TV in my living room because I had a 55-inch TV in my previous living room, which was perfect for my apartment, but it is like significantly smaller. It is like very visibly small in my current living room. So those are just some of the things that we need to do, and that's kind of the process that I'm working through with doing it. So if you guys are interested in seeing the journey and understanding some of the fin style and the financial planning behind the decisions that I'm making, definitely stay tuned. We are ready for the day. We got a little bit of makeup on. I need to throw on some sneakers, grab a bag, and then we will head out. So we finished lunch. We both had burgers. We went to Holman and Finch and Colony Square, which is super duper good. And we can be such creature of habits when it comes to food. Like, here's the thing. When you're hungry, sometimes you just can't be experimenting. Like, you have to just go where you know it's gonna get you right. I would have made breakfast this morning, but in order to put that sealant on, you had to clean everything down and let it dry completely. So I did that yesterday. So if I had cooked anything, the counter would have gotten, you know, wet or dirty again, and then we wouldn't have been able to put on the sealer. And then we can't use the counter for 5 hours after we put on the sealer. So there was just no way for us to eat at home this morning. So we ended up just having like a late brunch lunch situation instead. Now we're gonna head over to CB2 so that I can look at a couple things. There's a bed there that I've kind of had my eye on. It's like one of my contenders, and I want to look at some dinnerware, flatware, that sort of a thing. And then we may or may not go to Costco. Y'all, I'm not really a Costco girly, but only because I haven't had the opportunity to be. I grew up going to BJ's. We have more BJ's than we did Costco in Boston. So I've never really been to Costco. But there's a ton of Costco in Atlanta and far less BJ's. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to be a Costco girly or not.